Hi, everybody. This is Joe. Welcome to Texas Towel. Glad you're here. Today, we got something a little special coming up. So, a little excited, but I am on my way to Florida. I'm going to go see some friends from high school, some friends I hadn't seen in, it seems like ages, eons, right? So, I'm going to take the Revel. We're going to drive out there. It's, 17, 18-hour trip probably. I'm going to stay one night on the road somewhere. I'm hoping, Mississippi, Alabama type thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and stay in a campground overnight in Florida. Stay there for 2, 3 days. The reason why I'm doing this is a couple, really, onefold is because it's COVID, right? So I don't want to, I've had my first shot, I have my second shot. I don't want to expose myself needlessly. Hotel rooms, my wife doesn't have a shot. She's concerned about me staying in a hotel room coming back. Also, my one of my good friends is high risk, right? So I don't want to, get on a flight, stay in the hotel, do something that might make him sick, right? So and besides, we got a Revel. That's what we had the Revel for. You just hop in the sucker down the road, sleep where you want to, right? So that's what I'm doing. I will go ahead and keep you guys informed how it goes and what I'm doing, and then we'll post this and have a big laugh about it at the end. But a couple things I just wanted to talk about real quick is I had to reconfigure a little bit because the wife isn't coming with me because we want this to be kind of an all boys weekend. We're do some golfing, hang out, do some guy stuff, right? So, I had to take out some of the stuff she had in here. I'm not taking as much food as we normally take. I am planning on eating a Revel on the road, right? And probably when we get to Florida, we'll all eat together. But I'm planning on eating on the road at least, down and back. So I took out things like firewood. I took out some of the camping equipment, some of the basic stuff. Oh, yeah, because it's Florida, we had to change the bedding, right? Typically we had a kind of a down comforter here. Texas still gets real cold at night. But I know Florida should be pretty warm, so I had to reconfigure the bed. Right, we put a new comforter on there, changed out some of that stuff, and then changed my stuff in the Revel. It's pretty much empty. I was taking all that stuff out of here and looking at how much room I have just for me traveling. Holy crap! You can really stuff a lot of things and stuff in this. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but that overhead bin really holds a lot of stuff, and a couple of these windows in the pantry, right? So anyway, we're good. So I got reconfigured. I got food in the refrigerator. I got a little bit of water in the tank, enough to wash my face and hands tonight. Maybe take a shower, a quick shower. Use the loo, as they say, for a little bit of the toilet here and there, and then we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward. It'll be a great adventure. And really, it'd be different without having Amy and Becca and Daniel along for the ride. But yeah, you know, give it a shot and see how it goes. All right, catch you guys in a little bit. Bye.
Hey guys, so as you can see, it's a little bit later at night. I actually made it through, let's see, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and I am in Florida. So I actually stopped at the Florida Welcome Center, which is a rest site right as you come into Florida, and of course past the obligatory truckway stops, right? So it's a nice, great big, huge welcome center. It's got lots of bathrooms. It's got lots of vending machines. It's got water. It's got security guard, everything, and a ton of places to park. There's a lot of truck spots. There's a lot of car spots. There's a lot of bus spots, right? So I found a nice little cozy spot. I could probably show you in the morning before we leave where it's at, but it's really nice. It got a little stressful there to the end. My wife called me a couple times on to make sure I was okay, asking me about where I was going to stay. I was going to try to dry camp, boondock. There's like in Texas, everywhere there's a Walmart, right? On Highway Highway, you run into a Walmart everywhere. I didn't see any Walmarts here, right? There's no Walmarts at all to stop at. So I was kind of figuring out where the heck am I going to stop. So I stopped at a couple gas stations and looked at iBoondocker. If you haven't tried the iBoondocker app, you can get on the App Store. It's really, really good about telling you some places where you can boondock in certain areas, right? I couldn't find anything close to where I thought maybe I'd try to stop at Hattiesburg, and there's nothing at Hattiesburg at all close to the highway. So I just figured I'd take my chance, and I got to Florida because, a lot of people travel to Florida, all kinds of stuff there. So I just happened to find this rest stop, and I looked at Boondocker, and it's like, you can camp overnight. It's like, well, yeah, fantastic, right? So it's all good. So, it wasn't all roses coming through here, right? I had a lot of rain in Jackson to Hattiesburg, and then coming kind of to Mobile. It rained pretty hard at Jackson and into Mobile or Hattiesburg. The good news is it cleaned all the bugs out the windshield, so it makes it a lot easier to see. But the bad news, and it's not a bad news, it's just something you need to know about, is the adaptive cruise control stopped working. And when the adaptive cruise control stopped working, the couldn't put it in cruise control, and I kept getting warnings that the assistive brake stopped working. I think that's just because there's so much rain and everything. It just couldn't see anything, and the radar must have been getting scattered and everything, and the sensors were all wet. So that was one thing. And another issue is this, diesels. Really something. I've never had a diesel before, right? And this is kind of a new thing, but we left Dallas, gas diesels 260, 270, all across Louisiana. It's 305, 315. Then coming back into Mississippi, in the central Mississippi down, it's back to 250, 240, 260. So I'm assuming that the swing in the gas price has to be probably state taxes, right? And it's amazing how much more expensive it is as you can kind of get that way. But I've noticed when you get outside of Dallas and start getting to East Texas, close to Louisiana, the price goes up a lot. And then it comes back down when you get closer to the Gulf. So maybe that has something to do with it. I really don't know, but yeah, oh well, it is what it is. Another thing that came up with is a lot of these little gas stations, one of the places I stopped, I tried to find two in Hattiesburg, outside of Hattiesburg, to get to the diesel. I stopped at one place, like the diesel was in the back. I had to go to the back. The cars were in front, and like the diesel was in the back. But the problem was it was all the big nozzles, right? It had a great big fat nozzles that you had for the trucks, and it wouldn't fit in the Revel. So you got to know that. I read that on the Facebook site. I'm sure that's a thing too, is the Revel's got a small commercial for the whole receptacle for the nozzle, and the trucks have big ones, and you can't put the truck nozzle into the receptacle for the Revel without a funnel. You got to get a special funnel, and they make funnels that you can get from car dealers, and probably AutoZone will carry a funnel, but I didn't have one of those. So anyway, I had to drive to the front to go to find it. Actually, they had a lane for the cars, but then I got there, and like the card reader wasn't working, and I couldn't pump the diesel, and I got I was in a hurry, and I'm like, you know what, I'm driving, I don't have time to mess with the card reader. So I drove on to the next one. They said they had diesel, and I'm looking, and it's like, okay, under the awning they had all the gas sites, and I couldn't find a diesel pump. Like, where the heck is a diesel? So I turned around, and it's this little teeny tiny pump off to the side. They didn't even have a card reader on it, right? I mean, so hey, it's like, well, diesel's obviously a second-class citizen here. So I just kept going. I said, you know what, screw that. I'm going to go down even farther. So I found a Valero, and I got gas there. So really, my tip, though, is I've noticed is when you're driving, the Valero has really good sights, right? And usually their bathrooms are clean, and their stuff is clean. And also Buc-ee's. It's amazing because I saw Buc-ee's in Mobile. Outside of Mobile, I was going to stop at Buc-ee's, but I didn't need gas. And, Buc-ee's are a dime a dozen in Texas. We always stop at Buc-ee's, but it's interesting to start seeing Buc-ee's outside of Texas. It's kind of weird, truthfully. They had a couple in Atlanta and Georgia, and they got one in Alabama. I'm like, what the heck is this? But, yeah, Buc-ee's, it's kind of cool to see Buc-ee's, but Buc-ee's always has great prices on their stuff, and then if you want to go in and get a soda, Buc-ee's has the best bathrooms, and there's like 1,000 of them in there, right? So it's always a good place to stop and go is there, so I highly recommend Buc-ee's. And Valero seemed to be really good as well. And then Exxon, I stopped at Exxon. The prices are a little bit higher, but they're clean, and it's not so much higher as like Love's. Don't stop at Love's or Pilot or Flying J. Their prices they're like 10 cents, 15 cents higher than everybody else. I know it's because a lot of the truckers have gas cards, and it's really not what they pay, but my God, if you're just driving through and didn't have any of that, you need to get gas there. It's not even worth it, right? So anyway, just something to think about. So I'm going to camp here tonight. I've got the bed already down, configured. You know, before I left, my wife switched the comforter. We put on the comforter for summer. So, tomorrow afternoon I'll meet up with my friends from high school, and I'm going to camp there at a city campsite that's on the water, right on the river, kind of the intercoastal waterway, and I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to get there and see what the campsite's all about, and then go hike. Not go hike, but go meet my friends. But it's really a good idea. This is a nice way to quarantine, right? I don't have to worry about the hotel. Not a lot of stress of is the hotel going to be clean? Are they going to follow procedures? Am I going to have to make sure nobody's in the hotel lobby when I walk through? Don't want to touch anything. Right now in this time, it's really nice, and I kind of like road tripping in this thing. The drive's been good, lots of music. It's all really nice, right? And then found a good place to stay, and it's free. Well, not free, but at least you don't have to pay the hotel bill, right? So that's a plus. All right, night. See ya. All right, everybody. I'm back after a good night's sleep. Finally ready to hit the road. And so, I just love sleeping in the back in the Revel. It's just really nice. Good. That's here at this rest stop, and it's really quiet at this big place. And nice, and it just, it's really good here. I like it. So it's morning time. I'm gonna get ready to go, but I did promise you guys I'd kind of show you what this campground looked like. And one more thing I just wanted to mention is, having a bathroom in here is really nice. I mean, being able to take a shower on the road, a hot shower real quick. You don't be in a Navy shower or not, right? In a military shower, it's still very refreshing. It's really nice to have. So here we go. Let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what this place looks like, right? So here's the visitor center here, right? And if you get here before they close, I think they're open from 8 to 5. It's free orange juice, right? Because after all, this is Florida. But you got plenty of palm trees, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a whole lot of picnic areas way over here, and there is a ton of parking, and you can just kind of pull into these little bus place parking here on the side. Camp overnight. I came in here last night, and there was a couple bees and some seas in here, but they must have left early this morning to get out and head out. But you hear the birds, the wind's blowing. Last night was the first time we had this van in the warmer weather. It's been still a little cool everywhere we've been, so I actually set the max fan last night at a certain temperature and cracked the window, and oh my god, it's so nice in here. They kept it really comfortable in the van. It's a really nice experience. But anyway, I need to start heading off. I still got a few hours ahead of me to go catch up with my friends, so I'm going to start packing up. I need to go see a man about a horse, and then I'm on the road, and we will catch you again later. I'll bore you with all the road footage either. I know a lot of people put road footage in here. I guess I could, but yeah, one more thing I have to worry about, so I'm not going to do it right now. All right, see you guys. Hi, everybody. Okay, now I am at Lake City, Florida. I just turned off of 10 on the 79 South. I had to stop and get some diesel, and to save time, I eat when I get diesel, right? So obviously the Revel at 10 foot doesn't really fit into fast food places because the drive overhangs, right? And I don't want to sit and have a real good meal, but nonetheless, before I left, Amy was kind enough to make me, we got some grilled chicken, and she made me some salad. I just go ahead and put it in a bowl here, and I'm eating some a nice, real good, nice lunch here while I'm sitting here outside of looking at an Arby's and by the gas station in this parking lot, grabbing something to eat, and I'm going to get back on the road. But everything's going fine still. Gas prices fluctuate anywhere from $3.35 to $2.65. Diesel, I don't know if it's because it's road supply. I have no idea. But Lake City, it seems a little bit cheaper than it was in the northern part in the Panhandle. Maybe tourists and trucks coming through. I still can't figure out the diesel price. But anyway, I did find a discovery though. It seems like all the rattles and the clangs and everything seems to be a lot lesser, and it's easier ride at around 70. Anything faster than 70, and it starts making a lot of noise. So I've been doing 65, 70. I know it's a little bit slower, but it seems that I've been getting better gas mileage. And the rattles and the clanks and the clunks and all that stuff seem a lot less going that fast. Maybe because the roads are better here or something. I don't know, but I know when I speed up is when I can really start hearing it. And again, it should be noted that I don't have the, before anybody says anything, I don't have the Agile off-road, right, suspension. It's just stock suspension, none of that stuff yet. So maybe I hear that people who get the Agile, they go faster, but I'm trying to save gas a little bit, and I'm in no hurry. So, we're doing good. Morning, everybody. So I'm at this campsite here outside of Stuart, Florida. It's actually a county campsite, and it's really wonderful. So as you can see behind me, the campsite backs right up to the river. So if I turn around here, right, you notice here's the campsite, right? And there's my Revel right there. And there's Shensho, and we turn around and we come back here, and the river's right there on the. The river's right there. This is really a beautiful site. It's a county park. It's easy to get here down the road. The only problem is that the markers for the sites are way in the back. So if you come here at night, it's really hard to find a spot unless you just go looking for the empty spots. And then you just try to find the numbers or have somebody walk up close and look at the numbers, and you can finally see the number where you're supposed to be. And the site where I'm at, for some reason, the 30 amp fuse wasn't working. But the 15 amp, 20 amp worked just fine. So I got a dog bone, plugged in the 20 amp, and worked fine for the night, right? But it's really nice. I mean, we got the nice sunset coming up in the morning, sunrise coming up in the morning here. If I flip the camera around, maybe you can see a little bit better. But you can see the sunrise coming, and then all the rigs are lined up here. It's really beautiful park, and they got this walking trail down along here. It's like 55 acres or something like that. It's a big park and a walking trail. And apparently there's another park on the other side of the dam here. It's called like the Locks or something like that. And there's another 19 sites, and that's really beautiful over there as well. But this is just really absolutely nice, fantastic. They do have some alligators in the river. From what I understand, you can sometimes see alligators up here. But I'm thinking, man, I'm here to see my friends, but my God, maybe I'd take some time to myself and come back here and hang out at this park. This park is really beautiful. It's really nice. I'm glad I found it. And it's one of those things where, always looking for an opportunity to get lucky. And I just happened to be looking on websites and, looking for the top 15 RVs in Stuart, Florida, or RV parks in Stuart, Florida. And this came up, and I started looking at it, and I'm thinking, wow, county park. And I read about it, and it's really nice. The couple next to me here in the old Winnebago. Let me see if I flip this around again. So there's an older couple here in a Winnebago. Winnebago Sunseeker or whatever it is. It's a really nice old Winnebago. They actually live here in Stuart, Florida, and they just come, pull the rig out, and come up here and stay a couple nights. They had some friends who have a boat come down, park the boat, and they got the boat picked up, and they come stay at the site. It's really cool. And neat, just go camping in your own little hometown, little backyard if you're looking to do something to do, and big beautiful trees and everything here. This is really nice. All right, anyway, I got to run. I got to go for a round of golf. I'll talk to you guys later. So after a nice long weekend, I am finally home. Last night I forgot to check in with you guys, but I ended up staying at a rest stop in Florida again, which is really nice because, the rest stops are just fantastic there. They got lots of places to park. There's lots of room away from the trucks where you can go ahead and stay if you need to. You can always find a quiet spot. The restrooms are clean, and they got 24-hour armed security there. Well, some armed security, but you know, security's always at the rest stops, which is really nice, right? So you might feel nice and safe to be able to stop there. So, you know, if you're traveling through Florida, especially on 10 or somewhere, you know, and you see all those rest stops and you need a place to stop for the night or even take a nap, that's a great place to stop. So the trip was great. I had a good time with my friends. I just want to leave you with a couple things because I had one of my friends, he asked me, he said, so what did you enjoy? What do you enjoy about your rig, right? And why is it you know, so easy to drive? What do you think makes it easy to drive? You know, and a couple party shots I want to leave you with. Well, first of all, it's high, right? You're up higher. You can see above everything, which is nice. You don't have to worry about an SUV blocking your way or a truck blocking your way or something like that. You're up high with the truck drivers, so you can see everything, right? You can see everything in front of you, everything, you know, everything coming up behind you. The motion detectors and blind spot detectors on the back and the sides work really good. The adaptive cruise control is absolutely fantastic for helping you keep your spacing in traffic and all that, which is nice so you don't have to have your foot on the accelerator all the time and brake it all the time and all that in traffic. I really enjoy the nice fat steering wheel. You know, the steering wheel is fat and leather wrapped. It just feels good in your hand to drive, right? I really like that. And so does my wife, by the way. She likes that as well. And these seats, although they're not electric, right? And I know a lot of people think they have to change the stock seats and all that stuff. I like the seat, right? You know, I crank it down. I can get it comfortable where I need to. I get it back far enough where I'm leaning back. You know, a little tilt in the front to keep my butt from sliding out of the chair. You know, I can move the steering column where I need to. Everything I can control for the steering column. It's just super easy to drive. I like that a lot. So there's a couple things I did notice that you probably want to pass on, especially some people who may be thinking about having a Revel or just got one, right? Seems like we need gas every 4 hours, almost like clockwork, every 4.5 hours. I met a guy at a Home Depot when we first bought this, and he said that his daughter had a conversion, and she was telling him when he came out here, she had to stop for gas every 4 hours. And I'm like, I can't believe it's every 4 hours, right? It's pretty much every 4 hours, you know, 4.5 hours. I could get to the 4.5 hours when I was, you know, going 70, 65. But when I go 70, 75, it pretty much is 4.5 hours, right? So keep an eye on that. And then your truck stops. Watch the truck stops because I found the gas prices are pretty high at truck stops. So if you need to get diesel, look for things like Valero, Exxon. Shells are decent, okay, and of course Buc-ee's. And then, you know, make sure they're the bigger places. Just because they have diesel doesn't mean it's readily available. If it says diesel, you may have to look for it if it's a smaller place. So keep that in mind too. Anyway, I'm home. My wife is at the door. She's waiting for me. So I just want to say, you know, thanks for listening to the channel. Revel on. We'll see you next time.